Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be giving you my Week 15 NFL game picks. Let's go, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day. So let's get started. As you guys know, I give you guys the injury report first. The Texans at the New York Jets. Now in this game, Keke Coutee is out. Guard Zach Fulton, Andre Hall is out. Now with the Jets, the running back Isaiah Crowell just got put on injury reserve. Quincy Enunwa, their linebacker, Jeremiah Achu, I think that's his name. I don't know how you say his last name. So I'm just go from that. Concussion, they're out. Running back Trenton Canyon, linebacker Jordan Jenkins, linebacker Kevin Pierre-Louis, and cornerback Tremaine Johnson are questionable. Now, when it's questionable, it's a better chance they're gonna play. So I think some of these guys are gonna play. Obviously, the guys who are out are not gonna play, but some of these guys, if the Texans can get Zach Fulton to play, I think it's gonna really help Deshaun Watson because the offensive line is not really good with the Houston Texans. But I'm picking the Texans to win this game because the New York Jets are still rebuilding. They're still seeing what they have with Sam Darnold. They're still going to see how he's going to play, even if he plays. I know he got injured last game. He came back and won the game for them. But it's the Houston Texans, Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt, Tyrann Mathieu. It's inevitable. I don't think Sam Darnold will get the upset. I think that Texans defense is too tough. The Buffalo Bills did have the second defense last week against the Jets. But offensively, the Buffalo Bills are just not there. So I think that the Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller in the backfield, Demaryius Thomas is playing. So I think that the Houston Texans will take this game. We have the Browns at the Bengals next. Now guard Austin Corbett. I think that's his name. Denzel Ward, concussion. Corbett's foot is hurt, so he's out. J.C. Tretter, ankle. Larry O, defensive tackle, his bicep. Phillip Gaines, his knee, are all questionable. The Broncos linebacker Shaquille Barrett, Chris Harris, and Isaac Yadom, I think that's his name. Forgive me if I got his name wrong. Shoulder are out, and defensive end Derek Wolfe has a concussion. He's questionable. If I was the Denver Broncos, you're not gonna go anywhere. Your record is 6-7. The Browns are 5-7-1. I think the Browns are going to win this game because Chris Harris is out. Shaquille Barrett's out with his hit. Chris Harris' fibula is out. They have another corner where his shoulder is out. And Derek Wolfe having a concussion. If I was them, I would just sit him down. Your season's over anyway. You're not going to be able to make the playoffs in Denver. Mathematically, I don't think they're eliminated yet, but just based on how the season's going, I don't think the Denver Broncos are going to win this game. I'm going to take the Browns. So the Browns will basically be 6-7-1, and the Broncos will be 6-8. And now we have the Dolphins at the Vikings. Now with the Dolphins, their cornerback Kevin Howard is out. It's doubtful, but I think he's basically out. T.J. McDonald ankle is questionable in this game. The Vikings wide receiver Chad Bibby, I think that's his name, hamstring, he's out. Tight end David Morgan knee. Guard Mike Rimmers, his back. Defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson, his hip. So I think that basically the Vikings are going to win this game with their defense going against a bad Miami Dolphins offensive line. The Miami Dolphins offensive line has not been good all year. They played decent, but I remember the starting center that they traded from the 49ers, he got hurt. Their guard, I think Josh Sitton, I think his name is, he got hurt. So the offensive line is not really that good. I know Frank Gore's been playing pretty good. He has over 700 yards this year. So I think 700 and over 17, something like that. But I think that with Xavier Howard being out for the Miami Dolphins, I think their secondary is going to get torched. That team is kind of in it a little bit, rebuilding just a bit. So I'm not really sure what's really going to happen. I know the Dolphins are 7-6. To me, they'll lose this game, so they'll be 7-7. And the Minnesota Vikings will be 7-6-1 when they win this game, because that's my pick. Because now we're going to go with the Raiders at the Bengals. The Raiders are 3-10. They have not been having a good season. The Bengals are 5-8, but they don't have Andy Dalton. They don't have AJ Green. I know they have Joe Mixon. So if you look at it, the Raiders, the injury report Two of their offensive linemen are hurt, but Kelchi Asamil, I think that's how you say his name, Gabe Jackson. First offensive lineman, his toe, Asamil's toe, Gabe Jackson's elbow, and his ankle. Defensive tackle Maurice Hurst and Kyle Weebler, their linebacker, they're all questionable. Now, even with that, if the offensive line doesn't play well, to me the Bengals might get the slight edge. But Vontaze Burfict, he has a concussion, so he's out. Kavari Russell, finger are doubtful. Offensive tackle Cordy Glenn, defensive end Michael Johnson, Dre Kirkpatrick, and cornerback Tony McRae are concussion. They're all questionable. And most of these guys who are questionable, I think that they'll probably play. If not, then they'll probably sit them down because the Bengals season is over. The Raiders season, all these guys' their season's over. So all these guys who are questionable, I would sit them down. I mean, you might need it just to win a game, but the Bengals don't really need to win. The Raiders really need to win, but if they don't want to win, because obviously everybody knows that they're tanking, I think the Raiders will pull off the upset just because they have a more experienced quarterback with Derek Carr. I mean, if you want to know who's starting for the Bengals at quarterback, I mean, don't ask me. But I'm not saying it to be mean or nothing like that, but I'm just saying the Bengals ain't going nowhere. Andy Dalton's out, like I said. So I'm picking the Raiders to win this game to be basically 4-10, and the Bengals will be 5-9. So next up, we got the Buccaneers at the Ravens. Deshaun Jackson thumb and Justin Evans' toe is out. Offensive tackle DeMar Dotson, Jason Pierre-Paul, Bill Allen, Darius Taylor, Carlton Davis, and Isaiah Johnson are questionable. The Buccaneers team, Deshaun Jackson being out, that's a bummer. And a lot of these defensive guys are hurt. I think, to me, the Buccaneers are 5-8 and the Ravens are 7-6. I think that the Ravens win this game because I think they have the second best defense, total defense in the league. But I also think that the Ravens are going to pull it off. But I hope Jameis Winston puts on a show and has a great game against this Ravens defense because, as you guys know, I root for Jameis Winston. I think he's a good quarterback, and I don't think he's getting a fair shot in with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because he just doesn't have a good coach, which I will make a video on explaining why Dirk Cutter should be out and why Jameis Winston should just stop trying to fight for his coach to stay there because he's not a good coach at all. But anyway, like I said, I got the Ravens. Just to say real quick, the Ravens, Alex Lewis shoulder is doubtful. Joe Flacco, Tim Williams, Anthony Levine, Marlon Humphrey, Tavon Young, and Tony Jefferson are questionable. Most likely, some of those guys should play in this game, in this matchup. So, like I said, I think that the Ravens will have the edge because Lamar Jackson's playing. Like I said, Tampa Bay's defense ain't really that good. So, like I said, I'm picking the Ravens to win this game, but I hope Jameis Winston puts on a show to basically show that he's a franchise quarterback. Now, let's go to the Cowboys at the Colts. Tight end Jeff Swam, Zach Martin, defensive tackle David Irving are out in this game. Wide receiver Tavon Austin, his groin. Wide receiver Lance Lanier. Offensive tackle Tyron Smith. Defensive end Randy Gregory and linebacker Charlie Hamstring are questionable. Now with the Colts, Mark Golowski, linebacker Sky Moore, and Mike Mitchell are all out. Wide receiver T.Y. Hilton and Clinton Gathers, safety, ankle and knee. T.Y. Hilton with the ankle and Clinton Gathers with the knee are questionable. I think T.Y. Hilton probably will play. With the Cowboys, they don't really need Tavon Austin because they haven't really been using him that much. They need the offensive tackle Tyron Smith. I think that them missing Zach Martin being out is really going to hurt them in the long run. But the Indianapolis Colts just don't have a defense. So the Colts, like I said, the Colts at the Cowboys, the Colts really need to win this game because if they don't win this game, it's going to hurt them. They're fighting for their lives. I think this game will come down probably in the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be a blowout because Andrew Luck is just too good to get just decimated. They've been winning, and I just think that the Cowboys will play well. But in this game, because there's so much in the line, and there's really not a lot on the Cowboys to win this game because they're going to win a division anyway. I'm going to pick the Colts in this game to win this game. Now, the Lions at the Bills in this game. The Lions have a lot of injuries. Kenyon Johnson, wide receiver Bruce Ellington, hamstring. Running back Kerryon Johnson, his knee. Offensive tackle Rick Wagner, concussion. Defensive Deshaun Hand, safety Charles Watson, hamstring is out. quarterback Matthew Stafford, his back fullback Nick Bellor, his ankle offensive tackle Taylor Decker, linebacker Devin Kennard, Trevor Bates, quarterback Marcus Cooper back are all questionable. There's too many injuries on this team. I'm going for the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills only have a cornerback Ryan Lewis concussion who's out, and running back LaShawn McCoy, running back with his hamstring, running back Chris Ivory with his shoulder, tight end Logan Thomas hamstring, and kicker Stephen Hauschka hip is questionable. All these guys questionable. Only one guy is going to be out for Buffalo, which is Ryan Lewis. So to me, Buffalo, the Lions are 5-8. It's time to pack it in. It hasn't been a good season. The Buffalo Bills are 4-9. It hasn't been a good season for you either. So don't get all happy. It doesn't really hurt who wins or loses this game. You're just fighting for a draft pick at the end of the day. I think the Buffalo Bills are gonna win. They're gonna be 5-9. And then if the Lions lose, they're gonna be 5-9. But at the end of the day, who cares? I'm going for Buffalo. Next up, we have the Packers at the Bears. Now, offensive tackle Brian Bulag, I think that's how you say his name. Forgive me if I say his name wrong. His knee is doubtful. Defensive tackle Kenny Clark and cornerback Bashawn Breeland groin are questionable. They probably should play. I think that they missed practice all week, but were given a chance to play, being ruled questionable as I'm reading on my paper here. I think like I said, the offensive tackle is doubtful. He's been just basically hurt all year. Kenny Clark and Bashawn Breeland, like I said, they're probably gonna play. But the Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson, defensive tackle Bill Nichols, safety Eddie Jackson Shin are questionable. And to me, in this game, the Chicago Bears are going to win this game. Their defense is going to be too much for Aaron Rodgers. The Chicago Bears, who have Mitchell Trubisky, who I think is going to be very, very good, and a lot of people are just, I don't know, they're not giving the young man his credit. When he got drafted as a Chicago Bear, I think that he was going to be good no matter what. A lot of people didn't give him a chance. They drafted too high. He didn't start enough games in college. He's getting the experience. Now let him get into his own. But like I said, Chicago's going to win this game. They're too much defense. They're 9-4. They're going to be 10-4 after they win this game. The Packers are 5-7-1. They're going to be 5-8-1. And then, the Packers, their season's over. I don't even want to really get too much into the Packers. They fired their coach. To me, kind of in the wrong way, but they do it to players too. But that's for another time. But anyway, so we're going to move on. The Bears are going to win this game. The Packers, your season's over. The Titans at the Giants. Running back David Fullen, tight end Cole Wick, and linebacker Brian Orakpo or Elbow is out for this game, but that's not going to really hurt them because the Titans have a good defense and they have an amazing run game with Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis, and they got some good wide receivers. I like their wide receiver core. I think that the Titans will win this game. The Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham's out, so the only person who's going to be running around going crazy is Saquon Barkley, and eventually, probably at the end of the fourth quarter, they're going to take him out. But the Titans, they have too much of a good defense. To not beat the Giants. If the Tennessee Titans lose to the Giants, they're going to start questioning Marcus Mariota, who I think is a franchise quarterback in this league. But a lot of people don't think so. A lot of people think he's too injury prone. But I think that he is a good player. I think he is a good quarterback. Next up, we have Washington at Jacksonville Jaguars. It doesn't matter who wins this game. I'm going to pick Jacksonville simply because Washington is banged up. Colt McCoy's out. Jordan Reed's out. Tony Bergstorm is out. Linebacker Ryan Anderson's out. Running back Chris Thompson. Wide receiver Josh Doctson. Offensive tackle Morgan Moses. Offensive tackle Todd Nashik. I think that's how you say his name. Defensive end Matt Adonis and Monte Nicholson. Linebacker Sundberg is questionable. Nick Sundberg is questionable. This Washington team every year will forever be hurt. It's just ridiculous. The Jacksonville Jaguars, wide receiver DJ Chark. Jeremy Purnell, offensive tackle. Josh Welker, linebacker Leon Jacobs are all out. Linebacker Latron McCray and their kicker have a groin question, but I'm going with Jacksonville in this game. This is going to be an ugly game. I'm going for Jacksonville. The Cardinals at the Falcons. I think that the Falcons are going to win this game because, to me, besides Patrick Peterson, and the Cardinals do have a good defense, but to me, the Falcons are just going to run all over them. They have a great offense. Their defense has been lackluster. I know a lot of guys came back. A lot of guys are hurt, so we're going to see what happens. So, like I said, The Falcons are going to win. Chad Williams for the Cardinals. Linebacker Deion Buchanan, Buda Baker, and all questionable. Terrell McCrane is out. Edo Smith back in, he is questionable. I got the Falcons winning this game. Probably by a landslide. The Falcons are 4-9, like I said, and the Cardinals are 3-10. The Cardinals going to lose game. They're basically holding on to their rights to be able to get maybe a first round draft pick at 3-10. Seahawks at the 49ers. Seahawks are going to win. I don't even know why we're picking this game. They're at the 49ers. The 49ers are 3-10. They don't have Jimmy Garoppolo. For the Seahawks, Rashad Penny, KJ Wright, Maurice Alexander, concussion are out. DJ Fluker, hamstring is doubtful. Wide receiver, Doug Baldwin, Jerron Reed, defensive tackle. Safety, Bradley McGold, knee is questionable. 49ers, Strategic Tart is out. Matt Breida, ankle. Wide receiver, Marquise Goodwin, calf. Wide receiver, Dante Pettis, foot. Linebacker, Mark, and I don't want to say his last name. Cornerback Kawhi Williams are all questionable. The 49ers are just too hurt. They lost their quarterback. The Seahawks are on a roll. I'm going with the Seahawks. They'll be 9-5, and the 49ers will be 3-11. Again, fighting to get a top 5 pick, if not the number 1 pick in the draft. Second to last, we have the Patriots at the Steelers. The Patriots are 9-4 coming into this game. The Steelers are 7-5-1. And have been a headache to me all season. I didn't like when they called out Le'Veon Bell. This team is just too noisy for me. By the way, I don't like people saying that in the media that teams are noisy and distractions. I don't like that, but the Steelers team, Big Ben, you just blame too many people. I don't think they're going to win this game. The Patriots are 9-4. The Steelers are 7-5-1. The Steelers are going to lose. They're going to be 7-6-1 because when do we know the Patriots to ever lose 5 games? Like, how many years they've been playing? Like, with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick to go 11-5 right now, and Tom Brady, I know he hasn't been playing in a big way like he's always been playing, but Tom Brady is still Tom Brady. They're 9-4. By the way, the Patriots have nobody on their injury report. Steelers offensive tackle Marcus Gilbert is out. He's been injured all year. Running back James Conner, wide receiver Brian Switzer, his ankle, both of the ankles are questionable. I think James Conner could come in just to get, maybe they put him in just to get 1,000 yards and they rest him for the last 2 games, or maybe they need him and they're probably playing. So I think if Ryan Conner and Ryan Switzer play, I think it'll help the Steelers because the Steelers don't really have that many good running backs on that team. So James Conner will have to play for them to get a shot, but it's the New England Patriots. The Patriots are going to win this game. The Patriots will be 10-4 after, and the Steelers will be 7-6-1. Another bad year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's a shame because they have 2 great wide receivers. So I guess I'm picking the Patriots to win that game. Now, the last team, the Eagles at the Rams. It was just announced early today early this morning actually, that Carson Wentz is out with the back, but we all knew he was going to be out. So, Eagles at the Rams taking the Rams. The Rams literally have nobody on their injury report. Isaac Shamalo, his pectoral, defensive tackle Tim Jernigan, linebacker Jordan Hicks, his calf, cornerback Sidney Jones' hamstring is out. I mean, this team is just decimated and depleted. Quarterback Carson Wentz is out, like I said. Doubtful. He's doubtful, but he's basically out. Wide receiver Shelton Gibson, defensive tackle Michael Bennett, and cornerback Avonte Maddox is questionable. If I was the Eagles, it's time to pack it in. They'll probably go to the Super Bowl next year. This team has been too hurt. I feel bad for the Eagles, but at the end of the day, their team is too hurt. Let's get it back together next year. The Rams are going to win this game. The Rams are going to be 12-2, and the Eagles will drop to 6-8, and they'll basically be out of division. It's over. I feel sorry for the Eagles fans, but it is over in this game. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And the reason why my head was down, obviously, I'm reading my notes here for all the games. So like I said, hope you guys liked the video. Tell me which games you're going to pick. Tell me what you think I'm wrong at. Who do you have different? Who else do you want to see win? Who do you want to see have a breakout game? All the teams that I pick, hopefully it wins so I can have 100% winning streak on this game. I'll have a video for the Carolina and Saints game, which will be on Monday Night Football. Thank you for tuning into the channel. Like, subscribe, share the video everywhere so everybody can, relax, have something to drink, watch my game picks, go into details. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the video, share it. Until next time, guys. Peace.